would respond to your really thoughtful essay. I appreciate you bringing up a topic that doesn't quite make sense to you. So I thought maybe I would try to be helpful because it sounds like the module wasn't clear enough for you about the relationship of praise versus encouragement. And if you want me to, I can send you something to read about it so it's clearer to you. There's quite a bit of documentation and evidence that praise is ineffective and actually can be harmful for children growing up. So I'd like to help you understand that it's not an opinion. You can certainly have an opinion to yourself, of course, obviously. However, in terms of practice in the classroom, it is required and important that we abide by the evidence-based research that informs what we do with children. And so there's a little bit of a difference I just want to establish there with you, that the topic may be what you describe as controversial for you, but it is a practice that is expected in the classroom. And I just want to let you know that there's a difference between, you could say to yourself, well, I think it's okay to do that. I don't see why it matters. I'm going to try to help you with that a little bit. But even if I'm not able to be helpful enough to you and you don't want to research it further, I just want to be really clear that what we're offering you is what is expected practice in the classroom. In fact, the person who wrote this program that you're taking is your boss, Erica Nygaard. So she's a former professor at U of L, like I am. And this is what we have been teaching teachers for a very, very long time. So this idea about praise and encouragement is not new. It's evidence that's been with us for a long time. So I wanted to establish that, first of all, that, and I'm not saying that about Erica to, wag my finger at you. I just wanted you to know that what you're learning about is evidence-based and expected in terms of what we're doing in classrooms. So we'll put that aside and go to the part about understanding praise and encouragement. I'm not sure where you got the idea that it's condescending. It's not that it's condescending. It's that it doesn't really give the child any specific feedback about what they did and reflect back to them what they did. So the most important thing we can do with young children is reflect back to them. Oh, I noticed you did this, or I noticed you did that. So that they're always getting feedback about what we're noticing, and that they're understanding that we're connected to them and we're noticing what they do. But not evaluating it as good or bad or judging it as good or bad. It's really important that children do not get hooked on us making them feel good about something they did. They need what's called unconditional support. So they know that we care about them no matter what they do, and that we're not there to judge them, but rather to support them in their learning and notice what they're accomplishing and able to do when they're with us. Praise is something that kids actually get kind of hooked on. They will do things just to get your praise because they're looking for what's called approval, right? So approval is a very sophisticated psychological concept. And when a person is seeking approval, they're not acting out of their own impulses or their own logic and decision making. They're doing things to make someone happy, to make someone say, oh, I like that you did that, or that's good, that's a good job, which doesn't really inform them, first of all, what you noticed about what they did. And secondly, it does create a relationship where the child gets hooked on you telling them how wonderful they are all the time. And they begin to do things to make you happy. Well, we don't want that, because later on in life, we don't want children growing up believing that they should have what's called an external locus of control. So that means that their inner control mechanisms are based on making other people happy, not what do I really want for myself, who am I really, and what do I think is the right decision for me. So I hope this is a little bit helpful. I'm just going to go through what you wrote here. Yes, praise is used to shame children into modeled behavior. You can, rather than praising them, you can notice it. Actually, what we know psychologically is what means more to a person is that you noticed what they did. I noticed that you picked up your spoon when it dropped on the floor. Thank you. Done. So and again, you don't have to agree or disagree. This is the science, and it's what we're doing in classrooms. So you can think this through for yourself, of course, but I just want I want to be clear. And yes, of course, people use different styles, but those styles should only vary within the confines of what we know is good practice. So, no, you don't have to find a happy medium. I'm sorry, you're not going to like to hear this. You have to do in the classroom what's best for children. Teachers are there to do what's best for children. And yes, teachers can vary and adapt and within that, but I just want to be really clear about this. And noticing, again, you have that's great. I'm not sure what you mean by less desirable behaviors and address them. I don't know what that means. We notice movements in speech. I find myself noticing and relaying those. Some of the less we hear them a lot. I have a lot more experience in trying not to say. Yeah, it's really important to just get good job out of your vocabulary. Again, yes, of course, when children have accomplishments, they should be noticed. You're saying there should be praise, and again, that is not okay practice. So I just want to really be clear about that. So I think what I'd like you to do is really look into this a little bit more. You might want to rewrite it a little bit to suggest that you understand what I'm saying and what the reasoning behind it is. I don't know what to say except that it sounds like you're really struggling with the science of this and the brain research and all of the sociological and psychological evidence, and that you're struggling with something here. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'd like you to rethink this a little bit, rewrite it a little bit, keep working on it. I'm glad you said you really struggled. So I'm just wondering if you just need a little more time to think about it, and I can give you some stuff to read if you want to, also, or some videos to watch. So anyway, I hope this will be helpful for now.